came outside to get my dog, and look at this bug I found. Look at that thing. I saw it laying on the ground. I thought it was like half of a fake plastic lizard or something, because those aren't really eyes, those are just markings on his head. It's one of those flipper bugs. He flipped a couple times, but I think he's in scared mode now. That thing's giant though. Oh, there he flipped. I've only seen the little tiny brown ones, you know, like a ½ inch long.
There's one.
We'll put him back over here somewhere. Put him right there. See what he thinks about that spot. Pretty wild, huh? That's all metal. Not gonna mess around with that, but I'll leave it peeking out like this. See that right there? A little indicator. There's plenty of guys around here that'll spot that and snatch it. Although I am gonna save myself $1 or $2, if y'all don't mind. Alrighty. Auction house is that one. This is that little Cox Cable office. I think it's like maybe independent contractor of some sort. Hey, look at that right there. See that? I'll give you a better look. See, they got rid of that big metal dumpster they had over there on the other side of that blue one. So I've been missing out on this right here. Look at that right there. Blam. Big old piece of copper. Aluminum. Just take the bolts out of there. Clean it up a little bit. Show you real quick what I get for this. I see that one right there. I don't even mess around with it. It's got like the safety screws in there. Yeah, I could take that board off of there, but I just do that for breakage. And then that's just a normal screwdriver on these little pieces of plastic. And I clean that up and get clean aluminum for that whole chunk. What else they got for us? Got a little bit of steel, short steel. For those of you out there that might not know what short steel means, where I live anyways, it means a piece of steel that's shorter than 3 feet. And anything longer than that they call long iron. And that's a little bit lesser price. There's actually a piece in there too. It's a garbage dumpster here. I mean, it's got mattresses in it and stuff. So. They used to have a metal dumpster here alongside of it. This clearly is not a metal dumpster. So I don't have any problem taking this, unless someone comes along and tells me not to, but this, obviously there's stoner garbage in here. And I saw fiber optic stuff there. That's not. get a bunch of these, and those dudes really add up. So I'm glad to see their big old metal dumpster gone. They must have had a big job that was worthy of paying for a big industrial container. You can see where the rusty old metal container sat. See all that rust on the ground. That's pretty much a dead dumpster here. Belongs to a catering company. I don't even know why I look in it. They thought I'd drive in within 2 feet of it, and someone illegal dumped 100 pounds of brass in it or something. Here's the auction dumpster. Someone smoked a lot of cigarettes around this stove. Yeah, that's just a bunch of junk. That book already sold. I didn't even have a chance to put these in storage yet. Hi, sweetie. That worked out good. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that on Amazon, if you add pictures, they seem to sell better, because on Amazon, people rarely add pictures to their listings. You know, almost never do you see individual pictures. And when books are like in this condition, see how it's kind of roughed up there, and it's got all this writing in there, and it's got a little water ruffle up here. So I described that really well, but the inside is just pretty much perfect all the way through. When books are like that, I try to add pictures, but since I added pictures to listings, it really seems like they sell a lot quicker than when you don't add pictures. And that's a big difference between Amazon and eBay. You know, eBay you pretty much have to add individual pictures of your products. On Amazon, it's just more of a template, and you just kind of fill in a verbal text description. And when I first went to Amazon, I really didn't like that. But anyways, I think it's more than a coincidence that when you add pictures, stuff disappears quick. These are all those books I just found in my day 6 jackpot video. For those of you who may not have seen that, the link to that video is down in the description if you want to have a look at that. What do you want? I'm camera shy. I'm a little camera shy, a little bit. You, maybe a little. Rookie mistake time. One of these books, binder books I found in my day 6 jackpot video. I listed it without carefully checking, and this is a common problem with these type of books. Also with spiral binding books. You always want to make sure that all the pages are in there. This thing sold on Amazon within a matter of days. $281, $283, $471. Goes from $284 to $471. It's like a 1,600 page book, 1,500 pages. That was just a rookie mistake on my part. Should have never done that. I had to cancel the order. Anyways, the spiral bound books, sometimes pages will be ripped out of them. So you always want to check that. Don't be a moron like me. Hi, Smurly! Backgammon board, some sorts. Some kind of electronics. Looks like a tape player. What are we dealing with here? It's actually not a bad looking unit there. Double door. Shoot, I'm gonna have to see if that works. Every now and then you find a gem. That's just a piece of rubbish, a backgammon board. Well, it's not rubbish, but all the pieces are gone and stuff. Let's get some other kind of game on the back. Blender motor. I get the question a lot of times why don't I take the motors out of vacuums. This one right here, I actually will take the motor out of. 3 screws, snip a belt, and the motor just take another couple screws out, and the motor just flops out. And it's a nice chunky little motor. That's the Oric, and every bit of this thing is recyclable, with the exception of the bag. The handle is a nice aluminum. This one feels like tin, actually. Let's see. Yeah, that one's tin. Oh shoot, the whole thing's tin. But it's still, every bit of this vacuum is worth money. So these are the kinds that I like to see, because every bit of it is gonna go to the scrapyard. Except for the bag, of course. Oh, right in my face. Nice super chunky cord on that. Just in case you guys didn't get a good look at that. Little Oric XL, dude. A lot of those vacuum cleaners you see are plastic, and the scrap yards where I live a long time ago, they would allow you to take the whole, you know, those big bodied plastic vacuums, the cheap ones that you buy at Walmart, the ones you see all over the place. Scrap yards would allow you to just throw those in your tin pile, but they stopped doing that a few years ago. But that dude right there is going with me. You know, I might decide not to take that motor out of there. You know, that's no big crime not to. I mean, but if you are into taking motors out of vacuums, those are some nice little dudes to do it too. Oric. Jewelry box. Jewelry boxes are always nice, especially when you can see jewelry hanging out of them. First, we're gonna check this out. It's kind of a neat little bag. You know what? It's brand new too. Lord and Taylor. I think it's brand new. A little dirty from being in here, but let's see if we can clean that up. That's always fun to see. Oh, little cheap fish tank. I see some wires hanging out. Let's have a look at this first. See what we're dealing with. I see some sort of gold colored metal chains. So let's see. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here. You know what I'm gonna do? This can get very interesting sometimes. I have found big chunks of gold, real gold, and stuff like this before. Oh, okay. There we go. It was a music box at one time. I don't know what we're dealing with exactly. I'm going to just shoot. I'm just going to empty this thing out of everything and take it home and look at it. Put it under the magnifier, read what that stuff says. That's just costume jewelry there, I'm sure, but those chains can get interesting. Well, that could have been more exciting, I suppose. Oh, a little scrap metal. Huh. Kind of weird. If I find anything real, if that little ring was silver, or if one of those chains happens to be gold, I'll tell you about it later after I get home. And if I don't come back on and say something, that means it was just all fashion jewelry stuff, which it's appearing to be. Oh well, that's a neat little bag, really. Someone probably like to have that. Get that dirt off of it. And I'm pretty sure that's a good sign that it's brand new. Yeah, it's definitely brand new. I don't know if that's a good brand or not. Definitely not my strong suit. Alright. Yeah, if it's not obvious, I'm walking my dog. Explains the no glove. What we've got is a bunch of fashion jewelry, all those beads, the earrings. That was an interesting cufflink, but I think it's just junk. The ring turned out to be sterling silver. The problem with silver is, you know, you hear real silver and you think, oh great, well that ring's worth maybe 50 cents. So silver's no big deal. And I actually had this silver ring that I found a while back. I'm gonna take that to the buyer along with it. That might be worth, it might be worth up to $2 maybe. That's because it's super chunky heavy. And these all were gold filled. The gold colored ones were all gold filled. It's like a gold plate. This chain here might be silver. It might have lost its marker tag. See that tag on that one right there? So I'm gonna take that to the buyer and have them test it to be sure, because it sure does look like real silver. It could just had, sometimes with these necklaces, tags will fall off. And sometimes they'll put just a tag that's not marked onto a real gold necklace that really is gold, and it won't be marked because they'll break off and stuff. So sometimes you gotta watch out for that stuff. But for the most part, real gold and real silver is always marked, unless like a tag falls off or something along those lines. But let's get to this silver colored chain, and it's actually marked 14K, 14 karat white gold. That's a real pearl. I'm positive of that. It's actually been flattened a little on the back side, so it'll sit nice on the neck or the chest. And it's definitely a real pearl. So real gold, real pearl. Wait a second. What do we got there? 3 little rocks. Generally, they're not going to put fake diamonds on real gold and real pearl. So that's led me to believe we've also got 3 little diamonds there, and I'm going to have a professional verify that. And also, actually, on this silver ring, that's a real pearl on there too. So it might be more valuable to just sell it. But it's kind of worn, and it's probably not worth a whole lot either way. But the funny thing about this silver is, you know, like, you see all that silver right there? Well, that light bulb I took out of that little lamp you just saw that was in with this jewelry box in that last dumpster. That light bulb right there, it fits the light I use to make videos. It's a little bulb. I think it's S22. I could be wrong with that. But anyways, that little light bulb is worth as much, about as much as worth as all this silver. To put silver into perspective, I know I made videos in the past talking about how worthless silver plate is, and this is real deal silver right here, and it's worth about as much as that light bulb. So it's worth a little more than the light bulb, but not much. And I'll sell that for maybe $2.50 for those 2 rings, maybe another quarter, 50 cents for the chain if it's real. In scrap metal, you could sell those kind of rings. This one's actually a little damaged, so it's broken right there. So it's just scrap. And what else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I found both these eyepieces in the dumpster while I was dumpster diving. On a side note, that was wrapped up in that lamp. It's not bad. I mean, it's just fashion jewelry. And what I do with this fashion jewelry is I'll save it up, and I'm just gonna give it away for free in one of my shows. Thanks a lot for watching.